What's up, everybody? It's Ryan, EcoBoosted here. I know it's been a number of weeks since my last video, and I do apologize. It's been a hectic couple of weeks since my brother got married. We had his bachelor party one weekend, and then the following weekend we had his actual wedding, both of which were a blast, I must say. Had a good time with friends and family. So it's been a couple of weeks of some relatively okay weather. Today it's Sunday. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's 64 degrees outside. Beautiful day, nice weather, nice cool breeze. Like, if it was like this year round, I'd be happy. Maybe a few degrees warmer, but so I had a chance to actually take some time and wash my car myself, which is what I kind of want to talk about. Actually, there's a couple things to talk about today. One is, washing of your car. The other thing I want to talk about is car meets. I had an opportunity to go to one yesterday for the first time and be part of the car meet, not just go to spectate, which I have to say I had a really nice time. I'll talk about that in a little bit. So, I've now washed this car a couple of times myself, and probably the first thing I'll say is I'm not a big fan of black cars anymore. Beautiful when they're clean and sparkly, but an absolute nightmare to keep clean and sparkly. Like right now, I washed my car on Friday at the car wash. It's now Sunday, and dust seems to be the biggest culprit for this car. Now, good dusting, she'll come up nice again. There's been no rain. It's been a really pleasant weekend, I have to say, as far as temperature and weather goes. But a couple things I noticed when washing my car. Now, I've got 3,700 miles on here. I've owned it since February, so we're coming up on two full months now of ownership. And I've already counted a small handful of paint chips, which I'm thoroughly annoyed by. I mean, expected. It is my daily driver. But still kind of bummed that after 2 months I've got chips in the paint. The biggest one is just above my hood here, where the metal rolls down and meets the glass. Nice big chunk out of there. That seems to be just into the primer coat, but not down to the metal, so I'm not worried about rust yet. That's kind of how all of them are. But it seems to me that the paint either hadn't fully cured, or it's a little thinner than maybe it could be. I know this color is included in the base price, and if you want a fancy color, let's say the triple yellow, that was an extra $400, almost $5, because it's apparently 3 coats of yellow or something. I don't know. But beyond that, the thing I noticed too when I was washing this car for the first time, especially hand washing, like the first few washes I went to, either an automated car wash or one of those self-service car washes, which I just don't feel are worth it anymore, because you put in $2.75, you get 4 minutes, and by the time you get around with just a tire cleaner, you're about out of time. And I learned a secret with those too. Don't drop quarters and let the time run out and just recharge. It ends up being cheaper in the long run. Just to put another $2.75 in, because you get like 25 seconds per quarter, which is not a whole lot of time. Anyway, Sunday traffic. People don't know how to drive. So while washing my car in my driveway, I noticed a lot of flexing in the body panels. Not misalignment. I mean, this is at least a second run car. Wasn't one of the first ones delivered, as far as I understand. So I didn't have any fitment issues like I've heard some other people complain about. But like the hood flexes a little bit, the fenders in the back flex a little bit, which I was definitely surprised to see. I mean, I would have thought that they maybe would have been a half gauge thicker, and maybe just the metal forming process thins it out a bit. I don't know. But I was definitely surprised to see them flex as much as they do. I'm not so much worried about safety with the car. It seems to have a decent enough crash test, so I'm not worried about that. But I was just surprised at how thin they seem to be. So while washing my car, during the car wash process, get all the dirt off my car, and I see little swirly scratches all over the paint. Not deep, just like little minor nuisance ones. If you guys would, let me know what you found that works really, really well with black paint. I know that there's products out there that can really bring up the shine of a black car and keep it that way. So I want to find out what you guys have used. This is the first black car I've ever owned. All my cars previous to that were some light color, white or pewter. Also, what detailing sprays does anybody use that they find works well with black cars? I would definitely like to know. If you would, just put your comments down below. I'd appreciate it. Let's talk about some car meets, guys. Now, yesterday I had a chance to go to a car meet out in my area, actually in Warrenton, PA. It was for the Corvette Club of Delaware Valley, which had opened it up to everybody, and the Valley Forge Mustang Club tends to go to this one once a month as well. And it was actually a really nice event, really nice time. It wasn't too big. It wasn't a super crazy car show per se, so people weren't all stressing about making their cars look perfect and pretty. They just kind of drove up, parked, and just had a great time talking to their friends throughout the area. This is the first time I actually went to have my car in the cruise, if you will. You know, I had it lined up with all the Mustangs, which was kind of cool to see. Mine was the only 15 there, so she definitely got a lot of attention. And even being a base model, people were definitely curious to see what it looked like and look inside. Good thing I cleaned it the day before, because otherwise I'd have been embarrassed to show it. I mean, it wasn't perfect for a car show ready. There's still stuff around, but I wasn't going to register to win any trophies at all, being that I've got no work done on my car at all, other than some tint. So you guys know what I haven't done so far. It was a really nice time, I have to say. So there was a lot of Mustangs there, all different years. A couple of 13 Boss 302s, an 06 GT that had some work done to it, shaker hood, saline blower. Just some really nice cars. Of course, there were a lot of Corvettes there. Some new ones, some older ones, some classics. Just a lot of just neat looking cars, and a few Dodges were there as well. It was mostly American cars. I didn't really see anything foreign. I didn't walk the whole event because the Mustangs were on one side of the parking lot. This is at the Lowe's at 611 in Broad Street, and I got there around 4:30. The event started at 5, and there were already some Mustangs there when I got there, and people started lining up their cars, and after about an hour filled the whole back section of the parking lot, which was cool. The CCDV, which is, as you guys know or may know, is the Corvette Club of Delaware Valley. They had a DJ there playing music, all oldies, kind of like a Universal type music. And then somebody had brought up a really unique grill, looked like a funny car dragster, with two engines in the front, and they were actually grills that were grilling hot dogs and selling them for $1 or something like that. But I have to say, you know, the car culture is a fascinating culture, because yeah, there's always, you know, frenemies among car enthusiasts and stuff like that. You know, people always say that the Mustang and Camaro are frenemies and blah blah blah. And I think the reality is it comes down to preference as to what you like as a car. You know, I don't think there's any wrong car per se, and this event certainly showed that, because while it was a Corvette Club meeting, they did give out some awards, just some, you know, placard awards, and not all the winners were Corvettes. And there was a Mustang that had won an award, and some an older Dodge, I don't remember what it was now, had won an award. So it's nice to see the camaraderie across all the different classes of vehicles that were there. I'm not a big fan of car clubs that hate on anything that isn't their car and have no time or respect for anything else. Like, there's just too many different types of cars out there to say one's better than the other. I mean, yeah, there's different classes of cars. Of course, there's, you know, the big engine straight line runners, and then there's, of course, the track cars and this and that. And it's just, I don't know about you guys, but it just isn't worth the time to get all huffy over, oh, that's not a real car, or blah, 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 blah. Now, I thought it was interesting. I had posted a couple pictures of the event on Facebook, and one of my friends is a big VW lover. He's got his VW something or other with a stage 2 upgrade and turbo and all that. He thinks the end all be all is VW. And of course, his comment on my picture was, where's all the real cars at? What do you mean real cars? They're all real cars. You know, if you're going to be that narrow-minded, I don't want anything to do with you. I kept it to myself. I didn't feel the need to start a war on Facebook. But I just find it absolutely hilarious that people will sit there and say one car's a piece of shit while another one's awesome. And you look at what they have, and by all definitions of shittiness, their car is a piece of shit. You know, and because it's my car's not their car or whatever, you know, I don't have time for that. I like my car because it's my car, because I own it, I can drive it, I can modify it how I see fit, how to have it meet my needs, just as your car is your car and you have it how you want it. Maybe you like a bone stock car, maybe you like a heavily modified car, maybe you like a car that goes fast in a straight line, or a car that does really well through curves and turns and stuff. That's all well and good, to each his own, and I respect you for what you like, not because your car is the same as mine or less than mine. Anyway, the event lasted about 3 hours. You know, it started at 5 and ended at 8. A couple of Mustang guys from the Valley Forge Club, which is a regional member of MCA, Mustang Clubs of America, hung around for another 20 or so minutes, and then we all kind of just, you know, went our own separate ways. But the thing I noticed, this is the first time I've ever gone to a meet. I had already registered on their website as EcoBoosted, and a couple of them I had spoken to through the forums and different things. And it was nice to have them remember me from the forums and put my face into the name and my car. And they welcomed me, which was really nice to see. You know, yeah, I have an EcoBoost. I have a inline 4-cylinder Mustang, but still got respect because I have a Mustang. You know, and that was just cool. You know, everybody's got their own little flavor and twist to their Mustang. You know, I got a lot of questions. You know, people were curious as to how the car was, how to drive, and this and that. Of course, I answered all of them the best I could. But all in all, I had a great time, and I'm glad I went. I can't wait to go to some other car meets, not just, you know, in this area. Maybe actually drive out and see some different things, do some cars and coffees and whatnot. Anybody from the Southeast PA area who goes to any local meets, let me know what they are. Still trying to find other ones I can go to at different times and see what's around. So, car meets, awesome. All I gotta say, just awesome. A lot of great ideas on mods I can do for my car. Things I didn't even think of I was able to see there. You know, definitely a lot of inspiration. I could also see car meets causing a lot of excess spent money on upgrades because everybody's got their own little idea on what to do. So, alright guys, that's it for this video. I don't know what the plan is for next week's video just yet. Still not at the point where I'm ready to start sinking any heavy money into mods yet. Still recovering from my payments, which will take me a little bit of time to fully recover from, or, you know, until my loan is paid off. But if there's anything you guys want to know about this car that you haven't already seen online, and about the 5,000 videos that are up there for the EcoBoost Mustang or the base model Mustang or just general Mustang questions, I will do my best to answer them if I can, if I know the answer to them, that is. I'm not going to sit there and BS you guys. That's it for now. So yeah, any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for watching. You guys have a great weekend.